So here we are, Art Crate Field, heading into the halftime. The teams go to the respective sides, down both on the end zone to the left of the booth, and gather back down there. Okay, so we're going to do a little. We'll do a little bit of coaches clinic, and I didn't get my email set up so that I've mentioned this in the past. And tune in with us again, and I'll give you an email that you can send questions. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work on contain, and that's the contain rush. So what you have is there are two types of contain, and that's for the right outside person and left outside person. Now, in the case if you run a three-man defensive line, then one of the contain rushers will have to be an outside linebacker, which that can be good, but quite often, really the people that are so used to running these type of moves is going to be your defensive ends, so they'll be linemen. So I actually prefer to run a defense on pass downs that has 4 defensive linemen, and that's just simply because your outside linebackers, they're not typically going to be as advanced when it comes to rushing the passer. Now, the great thing about it is that if you have an outside linebacker, if it's the 3-4, you can always drop that outside linebacker, and you can bring a blitzer, drop the outside linebacker, and often he'll drop underneath into coverage, and lots of times you see interceptions that way. Now, I didn't realize I forgot I'm going to be talking right now, so I got to take a quick drink here, and then I'll be ready to go. All right, here we go. Good stuff. All right, so we're going to do the contain rush, and what I was saying earlier is that when you contain, that's a path. You follow a path. The run contain, which we will cover later in another episode, hopefully, that's technique. But so what I'm going to do is, and I can, luckily we got this great technician up here in the booth because we didn't really cover this before the game, and he's got a little handheld camera that is doing a pretty good job. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take an outside rush and to the right and to the left of contain. And the great thing is on contain rush is you take the path that will get you outside of the offensive blocker. And so in this case, we're going to say it's offensive tackle. Could be a tight end, but usually it'll be the offensive tackle. So you line up, whether it's head up or outside, usually they line up defensive ends outside. I don't have a problem with lining them up head up and then having them just make the outside move. But you take the path where you can get upfield roughly often about 7 yards. It's not exactly how many yards. It's actually the position of the quarterback. But the key point here is anybody, even if you're not any good at pass rushing, you take the path at the ball. So you want to snap the ball. You want to be as close to the inside, as close to the guy that's trying to block you as you can be when he snaps the ball, because then you'll have less distance to run. But the key is you take that path that will get you away from the person trying to block you. Take it up, you make a really hard explosion upfield. Now, coaches are supposed to line the defensive lineman up in the position to stop the run. You line up to stop the run. So that means if you're looking at, is it going to be a pass, what you ask yourself, I'm a defensive lineman, I'm in my stance, I'm getting ready, the ball snapped, I ask myself, is it pass? Because, again, you're lined up to stop the run. It's the pass that you need to know. So I'm a defensive end, I'm the contain rusher. The ball snapped, I ask, if it's pass, I take an explosion upfield. And so that's all you ask too, right? You look, is it pass? That's what you ask. Is it pass? If it's pass, you just explode upfield and explode at the outside angle of the person blocking you. In this case, offensive tackle. So I take off. I'm going to get upfield. I'm going to run roughly 7 to 8 yards upfield. You can angle in if you want, if you beat your guy, because, of course, that makes it a shorter distance to the quarterback. But the key point is you take that path where the blocker can't stop you from getting up into a contained position. Once you get up, you're going to do, and actually this comes from an offensive receiving coach, Coach Peelstick from Walla Walla Community College. He's the one that actually pointed this out to me. So when you get upfield and you're going to be just towards the goal, towards the scrimmage line, you're going to be just line of scrimmage was the words I was stumbling for there. You're going to be just up from the line of scrimmage about 8 yards, roughly. then you're going to do a 45-degree, and this is how you're running. So you're jamming hard, and you're going up full speed, and this is me running full speed. And you're going to do, so the inside, here's where the quarterback is. I'm going to do a 45-degree foot, and this is a speed cut. This is like the square end that a receiver does. It's very similar to what the receivers do. So I'm jamming upfield. I'm going to do a 45-degree hard, full speed. I don't stop. I want to make this cut at full speed. And again, I'm going to be just upfield, just downfield from the quarterback. So the quarterback is going to be a little bit deeper than my cut. By the time I make the cut, I should be basically right on the quarterback at a right angle to him. So he's squared up to the line of scrimmage. I'm coming back around, and I want to make a 90-degree cut. I come back around, charge around on that cut. I want to keep him inside. And the tough part here is to really come around that cut, and it has to be really tight because I at this point I don't want to actually angle upfield at all because then that gives them away inside. So that's what I'm going to do. Take off. Okay, I line up. Is it pass? Because I'm already lined up to stop the run. That's where all the defensive linemen line up to stop the run. So is it pass? Yes. Boom, I explode upfield, and we're being joined in the booth by an official. Let's put an end to this contained rush. So again, I line up. I mean, the coaches and the job of the coaches put me in position to stop the run. That's where I line up. So as soon as the ball snapped, I ask myself, is it pass? And if it is pass, I just go full speed. On the contained rush, I'm going to take whatever angle I need to be able to get upfield. I don't want to get too wide because I have to come back too far. But it doesn't really matter. I take whatever angle to get upfield. Now, quite often, the offensive tackle will have to run with you, right? If he starts running with you, the great thing there is that this is something I've always said. You know, the best linemen, the best athletes play defense. And I might want to keep that a secret. I don't want to hear anything about that. But you have an offensive lineman, he will typically have to run backwards, right? Well, I should be able to run forward faster than he can run backwards. And so that's the reason I really don't want to engage him right off the bat. I'm going to get upfield, get going, get on the contained rush. Now, we're also going to do the pass rush, which is interior stuff. But if you really just go, and I can cover the first part of the pass rush, but if you really just go, I'm going to explode upfield as fast as I can. As soon as I get into the contained position, which again is maybe a yard or so towards the line from where the quarterback is, I'm going to do the 45-degree angle, dip my shoulder, make a complete cut, and now I'm going right at the quarterback. Now the other defensive end, contain, whether it's end or not, the contained person obviously going to make a cut to the right. We're going to keep coming together. It's a pincer move, which I think is what they call it in the military. It's a pincer move. Now, the key point here is that you need to collapse the pocket. That means your big guys, your defensive linemen inside, they have to be able to push the interior back, and that collapses the pocket because we've seen this quite often today. You'll see how the quarterback, and Bryce Williams had a couple nice plays there. That's the quarterback again from the Grit City Knights. The quarterback's able to step up, and that's really something that it's tough sometimes to get younger quarterbacks to do because they don't want to step up into the big people with malintent, their interior defensive linemen. But the quarterbacks, they have to do that because otherwise they're going to get sacked if you do the correct contain rush. So they're able to move on up, and that way you have them in the pocket. And as long as your interior people keep making the move, keep moving upfield, then you collapse the pocket and the quarterback is going to run out of time. And that's what we're looking for there. Now, also, when you're doing some interior stuff and things like that from the defensive line, there's a pass rush. So what we're just talking about is a speed cut. That's what we call it, a speed cut. If the person, if the defensive, you beat him a couple times on a speed cut, so this is upfield, not really even doing hand stuff at this point. I can, but I'm just going upfield, make the 45-degree step inside, dip the shoulder, come around full speed. You do that, he's going to start running out. And the quarterback, because you beat him a couple times like that, and El Smasherino on El quarterback, he's going to start running out on you. So what you do, you go, it's the same attack. You attack hard upfield as fast as you can. But right as you get up, when he turns, and actually what you do look is watch the quarterback, the blocker. So if I'm on the right side of the quarterback, I'm going to have to turn, I'm going to turn out. And once the quarterback once the lineman gets his shoulder perpendicular to the line of scrimmage, he's giving you the inside. So you still get upfield because you got to contain the quarterback. So you still get upfield hard. But once the you beat them a few times on the speed rush. Well, then next we'll do quick rush next. But then what you do is you can do an inside cut, and that's where you're running. So I'm the right defensive end, right contain. I'm full speed. I'm just sprinting upfield. I see the quarterback turn perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. That means he's running to fight me. Then what I'm going to do is I actually will do it. I used to teach it. You set the outside foot, completely set the outside foot, set the outside foot, drop your knee to the ground with your inside foot, and you actually do drop the knee to the ground. So if I'm the right side and I'm sprinting upfield, I'm going to set the outside foot. I'm going to drop the inside foot to the knee, but just for a second, and bounce it. I'm going to bounce up, and then I'm going to punch. So if I'm going to cut this way, I'm running, I'm going to drop, boom, and punch. Right? And when I say drop the knee to the ground, it's going to bounce right up. I don't stay on the ground, but I'm running, boom, boom, boom. Now imagine I'm fast. Running, I'm going to set the outside foot, drop the knee, punch with my inside, and then punch with my inside, and I'm going to throw this arm across. And it really, you do it like that. Punch, arm across. Now, in actual, wow, I almost fell out of the chair. I'm getting so fired up, I'm ready to go. In actuality, what happens is right before you make that stop, you set the heel of your outside foot. Set the heel, drop to the knee on your inside foot, punch with the inside arm, throw your arm across. The whole idea there is, in fact, this inside punch called a Bubba punch. And I named that after a defensive lineman I used to have in Walla Walla Community College. Big Bubba, and he's the one that actually he showed it to me because I saw him do it. Good hard punch, arm across, come back inside. And the idea there is, since you're getting inside of the guy so quick and you've thrown him so far upfield, if you throw the offensive tackle far enough upfield, the quarterback isn't really going to be able to get outside because in essence you put the offensive tackle into contain. And again, you wait till he's just sprinting out with you, so he's going to be perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. You're running straight, so you're square with the line of scrimmage. He's going to be square. Let's start this one over again. The quarterback, the offensive tackle is going to be perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. And what you're going to do, punch him out of the way, come inside. Okay, now, the quick rush. You go up fight, you get in contain. You don't want to over contain because then you'll give the inside away for the quarterback to roll. So what you do is what I'm going to do, and this comes also some of the interior line play. It's a quick rush. The last one is a speed rush. This is a quick rush. Okay, can we re-record this? It's live. Okay, that was a speed rush. Now we have. Oh no, I'm out of time. Because what we're going to do. What does that mean? All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is then we're going to do the quick rush. As I get upfield, I get that contained. I get where I can't go any further, and I'm going to club. And the interior guys use this too. Take the outside. I'm going to club, hard club, on me, please. Yeah. So I'm rushing. I'm going, and I'm going to club, boom, club, and rip the shoulder in like this. So the blocker's going this way. I'm going to club hard. I want to punch him hard, club. Bring them in, and then I swim over, and I step right as close as I can, hip to hip. I'm going to step right in, and I'm going to bring my arm down like this. I'm going to bring my arm down like this and push off, and that's my quick rush. And you can do this interior too. So I'm sprinting upfield, club, get you, bring it in, swim up over, club it, and then as I take off, I'm bent over, I'm going to push off like this, since you put the offensive tackle into contain. And again, you wait till he's just sprinting out with you, so he's going to be perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. You're running straight, so you're square with the line of scrimmage. He's going to be square. Let's start this one over again. The quarterback, the offensive tackle is going to be perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. And what you're going to do, punch him out of the way, come inside. Okay, now, the quick rush. You go up fight, you get in contain. You don't want to over contain because then you'll give the inside away for the quarterback to roll. So what you do is what I'm going to do, and this comes also some of the interior line play. It's a quick rush. The last one is a speed rush. This is a quick rush. Okay, can we re-record this? Oh, it's live. Okay. That was a speed rush. Now we have, oh, no, I'm out of time. Oh, because what we're going to do, what does that mean? All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is then we're going to do the quick rush. As I get upfield, I get that contain. I get where I can't go any further, and I'm going to club. And the interior guys use this too. Take the outside. I'm going to club, hard club, on me, please. Yeah. So I'm rushing. I'm going, and I'm going to club, boom, club, and rip the shoulder in like this. So the blocker's going this way. I'm going to club hard. I want to punch him hard, club. Bring them in, and then I swim over, and I step right as close as I can, hip to hip. I'm going to step right in, and I'm going to bring my arm down like this. I'm going to bring my arm down like this and push off, and that's my quick rush. And you can do this interior too. So I'm sprinting upfield, club, get you, bring it in, swim up over, club it, and then as I take off, I'm bent over, I'm going to push off like this. And the funny thing is, boom, so here's the move. That's actually the move. So that's what we're going to try to do. I almost pulled this whole console off. I'm getting fired up. All right. So, oh, darn, the game's back on. I was kind of getting into that. All right. So anyway, that's your contain rush. And then there's also interior rush, and that the swim rules, but you also, I didn't cover everything because on the last part of the contain rush is you do a bull rush. So when you get up into the contained position, you have to drive the blocker back.